Hi, I'm Tiffany Domino. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my website is howtoentrepreneur.org. Hi, I'm Tiffany Domino. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my website is howtoentrepreneur.org, and my mission there is to help you take your business from idea to enterprise. I have free courses there that I'd love if you stop by and check out. They're meant to help you to start getting more leads and sales in your business. So you can stop by at howtoentrepreneur.org and you'll see free e-course to start or grow a business. Today I want to do a review for you of BIGSCOOTS. I'll be going over user reviews, pros, cons, and alternatives, and I'll also be doing a demo of what it's like to create your account at BIGSCOOTS for the first time. So if you're looking for a BIGSCOOTS review, you're in the right place. So it's likely that if you're here, you've run across BIGSCOOTS or you're looking for website hosting. Maybe a fellow site owner told you about them, or maybe you were trying to find an alternative to the current hosting that you have. Unfortunately, you may not personally know someone who uses BIGSCOOTS, so you might be wondering whether their service is worth your time or money. I know when I tell people about BIGSCOOTS, a lot of them say, I've never heard of that before, or how did you find out about them? So I wanted to do this review about BIGSCOOTS. In this post, it's my goal to present all of the facts about BIGSCOOTS to help you decide if this is a good fit for you and if this is where you want to host your website. I know a website has intellectual property on it. You have your content, you have your images, you have things that you've worked hard or paid money for, and so you want to know that they're being stored in a place that they'll be protected, that they'll be safe, and that they'll also serve your end users who visit your website well. So that's what I want to demonstrate in this review, is whether or not BIGSCOOTS would be a good option. So I'll also be talking about what it is, how it works, pros and cons, what it does well, what it does not, what others are saying, both good and bad, and my recommendation. Then I'll also give you some alternatives so you can do some comparison shopping. So what is BIGSCOOTS as an overview? BIGSCOOTS, when you decide to start a business online or expand an existing business online, one of the first decisions you'll have to make is which web hosting company to use. Web hosting is the storage space your articles, audio files, or videos will be held in online. Unlike traditional storage or cloud storage, web hosting consists of servers that enable internet users from all over the world to request and be presented with access to your online content on demand. BIGSCOOTS is a fully managed hosting company. In addition to offering you the servers so website users can visit your website on demand, BIGSCOOTS offers more technical support and optimal response times than most of their competitors. They're most known for the optimal speeds their sites get and their quick and knowledgeable customer support. So I added a video, and I'll leave a link in the description box below where you can take a look at this full article, but you can see from the CEO what their mission is and what their focus is, and his name is Scott Stapley. So how does BIGSCOOTS work? BIGSCOOTS is located in Chicago, Illinois, where they have a team of technical experts and lots of servers. They maintain their servers in the best environment to ensure high uptimes, high speeds, and an optimal experience for you and your website visitors. When you decide you want to get hosting from BIGSCOOTS, you would create your account and then you can migrate your current website or register your domain. Site migration with BIGSCOOTS is free, and they even fix issues for you like malware, speed issues, coding errors, and other things you might run into, and that can be a huge help. Alternatively, if you're starting from the beginning and you need to purchase a domain name, BIGSCOOTS is a domain registrar. So you can simply pick the website URL you'd like, and you can register the domain for you from their website. Other website owners who have chosen to switch from other hosting providers have seen drastic improvements in speed, and I'll show you some examples of that on the BIGSCOOTS website. BIGSCOOTS has a whole comparison page, and let me just take you there so you can see what I mean. So, and they're very transparent about it too, which is great because you can actually see the URLs. If you really wanted to, you could go to these URLs and even ask the owners about their experience. But as you can see, these people have come from all different web hosting companies. This is Amazon Web Service, Bluehost, Hub, HostGator, InMotion, Bluehost, InMotion, OrangeGeek, GoDaddy, HostGator. So a lot of people are seeing, look at how big of an increase this is in speed when they switch from their hosting company to uh, to BigScoots, sorry. So anyway, as you can see from Bluehost, 98% increase in speed. Like, look, all of these are in the 90s, and even in the 80s. That's a huge boost in speed. And if you didn't know, Google and the search engines, they kind of not penalize, but it's one of their a part of their algorithm is the speed of your website's load because it affects the website user's experience. Just think about it when you go to a website and it takes a long time to load. If the information isn't presented to you in a quick manner, you'll just quickly bounce and go to the next website that might offer comparable content. So if your website loads slow, that's hugely detrimental to your business online. And you can see companies that are much higher in price, like Flywheel, they switched to BigScoots, and they're seeing a huge boost in speed. And you have major companies, 1&1, Bluehost, GoDaddy, SiteGround, and a lot of the companies also say that they have high speeds. But if you take a look, BigScoots is having some drastic change increases. And let's look at the dates. Let's see. So these are recent, today, or April 22nd, sorry. So April 22nd, you have Bluehost, SiteGround, KnownHost, SiteGround, and look at the increases here. 26%, 83%, 59%. So they're constantly updating this with new websites that they're onboarding and how the speed is increasing. And they're constantly making sure that their servers are not swamped so that they can continue to offer this high speed progression. And then it's also helpful to note that most other web hosting companies will not change things on your website like malware and things like that. If you have it, you have to deal with it on your own. So the fact that BigScoots has these additional services that they offer to help you maintain that speed and to help maintain the security of your content online, it's really important. Again, your content is your intellectual property. It literally goes on your balance sheet on your balance sheet. It's an asset. And as a result, if you put your asset in the wrong web hosting company, you can be putting that asset at risk. And there's been other web hosting companies that have issues where they're hosting websites from terrorists and other major issues like that. So you really want to put your website with a company who has this managed and protection, and they're constantly making sure that their servers are, offering you the best service. Alternatively, okay, so we already talked about that. Other website owners who have chosen a switch have seen drastic improvements. So, I've, if you are still unsure, you can even contact the website owners to make sure of the accuracy on that page because they're so transparent. But I don't recommend that. I think that would be a little violation of privacy. I know if I were to be reached out to someone that said, I saw your information on BigScoots, it might be a little awkward. So respect some of the owners and their privacy. They put this information out there just so that you would be able to see the differences. But the transparency is there. You really can go and check it out for yourself and see if they load fast or if they load slow. There's there's different software that you can use to investigate and see the load time. So they put that information out there and you can definitely investigate. Big Scoots has recorded the improvement of site switch from reputable hosts, and I showed you those, the proof of that. So how do you get started with Big Scoots? I'll be showing you an actual walkthrough of me when I create an account at BigScoots so that you can see how it goes. But to summarize, you basically pick your plan. So you would pick between their shared hosting plan, their VPS plan, and their dedicated servers. And I have a full post and a full video on how to pick the right hosting company for you and how to pick the right hosting plan. So the video will go into how to figure out if you need shared versus VPS versus dedicated and managed versus unmanaged and all of those things. But to summarize, shared hosting is when you share the server with more website owners. So it's similar to having a co-working space offline. Instead of having your own storefront, your own property, you can share with other people, and then you don't have to bear the cost of the entire property. So the server, you can get a complete dedicated server. They also offer that service, but the price is much more. And similarly with VPS, you have less website owners who are sharing that server. So it usually you start at shared hosting and then you go up to VPS, and that's more of like a dedicated office space instead of the co-working space where you have everybody, like many people share the same desk, the same space. The VPS is more of the shared, still a shared server, but it's less people sharing the server. So you'll be able to have more users come to your website with the same speed tolerance. You'll be able to host more files, more storage space. That's the difference. And then for a dedicated server, it takes that up even a further notch. So you want to pick the plan that offers you the amount of storage space and bandwidth that you need. And if you've had a hosting account before, you can even look at your hosting plan and find out how much usage you currently use as a point of reference, and then you can decide if you're overusing or if the amount you had was sufficient and choose a plan from there. If you're starting a brand new site, you'll want to start with one of the shared hosting plans and gradually increase and grow as your traffic and content grows on your site. But then you determine the contract length. One nice thing about BigScoots is that unlike many other companies, they don't make you start out with an annual plan. You can actually start out with their month-to-month plans. And so they offer the month-to-month option, they offer annual, they offer biannual, and they offer triannual plans. The longer the plan, the more discounted the price, but all of the plans are very competitively priced, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. So you want to choose the plan which works best for you based on your budget and based on your goals. If your payments aren't kept current, it's likely your site won't remain live. So if you go with the monthly plan and you forget to make your payment, then it's likely your site will go down, and that can be kind of embarrassing. It's similar to like phone service. If you don't pay for your phone bill and your phone gets cut off, then people will get that notice that you didn't pay. So you don't want that to happen. So I usually recommend that people will go for an annual or longer plan because the cost is, the prices are very affordable, and it's just easier to have the longer plan instead of to constantly have to remember on this date at this, frequency that you have to maintain this payment cycle. So for me, I always prefer annual for most things that I purchase. And you can also get the added savings by doing that as well. It's the cheapest way to go. So I usually recommend that. It's similar to, if you don't, yeah, so I said all that. So if you're serious about your online presence, it's best to go for the longer terms because other arrangements can be embarrassing if you overlook the bill or you forget to pay. So if you register a domain or you migrate a domain, that's the next step. If you're starting a new site, you need to buy the domain name. So the domain is similar to the offline address. It could be anything you want, but only one person can have each domain name. BigScoots has a tool that helps you check for each domain and the availability, and then you can register the domain from your website. If you already have a domain, you can finish creating your account, and then you enter the domain information, and BigScoots will migrate your website for free. And that's a huge load off because a lot of other hosting companies will not do it for free. They'll charge you maybe $150 or so, and then they'll migrate the website for you. So BigScoots does that for free, included with their service. And then the next step, you install your content management system. I recommend WordPress for most situations. There are other content management systems to choose from, and those are Drupal, Joomla, Weebly, PrestaShop, Magento, and you can host all of those types of content management systems at BigScoots. So that's another reason why I recommend BigScoots, because typically my number one recommendation is Wealthy Affiliate, and that's where I personally host my websites, and I really have a great experience there. But there are some people who want to use these different content management systems, and there's also people who may not want all their eggs in one basket. So maybe they want to have some websites here and some websites here. Maybe they're scared to have all of their training, their website, and so much value at Wealthy Affiliate. And so this is an alternative that I recommend when the people express any conflict with wanting to host at Wealthy Affiliate. And I'll also show you some other hosting recommendations that I have as well. So you can, after you install the content management system, I'll be showing you how that works at BigScoots. Then you begin customizing your website. So after your content management system is chosen, you begin customizing your website by adding a theme, plugins, and content. If you're unfamiliar with how to set up a WordPress website or how to customize it, I'd love to coach you and offer training to you. You can learn more about my one-on-one coaching. I'll leave a link in the description box below, and you can also try out my number one recommended internet marketing training so that you can start getting results and start learning how to drive leads with your website online. If you already kind of know how, then maybe they'll be able to help you with learning another traffic generation strategy that you don't currently know, or another monetization strategy that you don't currently know. It's a wealth of information there, literally thousands of hours of training. So if you need help with learning how to market online or how to build your website, customize it, and really make it nice, then I definitely recommend that you check out the link that I'll have in the description box below. So, who is BigScoots for? BigScoots is perfect for website owners, whether you need lots of storage and bandwidth or whether you're just starting out. It's also perfect for those who don't mind paying a little extra for higher quality, better customer support, and optimal website health. But I'll show you the prices are really, really beyond reasonable. So, like there's some companies who charge like $1 per month, and then the service is actually really crappy. And I've done some reviews on some non-recommended hosting companies previously, and you can take a look at some of those. But in comparison to some of the really low quality subpar companies, then BigScoots is a higher price. But as far as they're really, really competitively priced, and I think you'll be happy to pay the price to protect your intellectual property. It's worth it. Those who would appreciate the support of an expert technical team to fix issues when they come up, those would also be the perfect candidates to check out BigScoots. And those who are having trouble with their current host, whether it's billing issues, malware, or security issues, site speed issues, or customer support issues, you should definitely check out BigScoots. Those who could appreciate free migration to leave their current hosting provider. So that also makes it a very easy transition, since they provide the migration services. So BigScoots has a blog and they have a knowledge base where you can get some questions answered. If those two resources aren't sufficient, BigScoots also has 24/7 support that has an average response time of less than 5 minutes. That's a huge benefit as well. One thing BigScoots customer support one thing's I'm getting tongue-tied, sorry. One thing the BigScoots customers rave about most is the customer support. BigScoots takes a lot of pride in being the web hosting solution with 100% customer satisfaction. Therefore, they sincerely try to rectify all issues to keep their customers happy. So far, they have a perfectly clean reputation when it comes to customer support. You cannot find customer complaints or anything like that. So they work very hard to maintain that, and they're not a new company, so they've been doing that for years. But um, what does BigScoots do? Well, they don't increase prices for returning customers like most other hosting companies do. Most other hosting companies will start you out at $1, $2 per month, and then after your first year is over, then the next year it'll be $11 a month or $20 a month or something like that. BigScoots keeps you at the same price. The customers who are new versus the customers who are loyal, you continue paying the same price. You don't have to worry about that. That's another reason why I like to recommend them. I've seen lots of people who are they're shocked after their first year when the price triples at their alternative hosting companies. And so that's another thing that I really like about referring people to BigScoots. They don't offer longer contract terms, annual, biannual, or they don't discount longer contract terms, annual, biannual, or triannual. So you pay the same rate. So it's no like you have to feel like you have to lock in for a long rate or something like that. You lock in for what's affordable for you. They give you the comfortable set flat price, and yeah, so they also offer hands-on technical support. They help with plugin issues, security issues, site speed, and other technical issues that prevent your website from operating optimally. Um, so I've hosted my websites at different places before and had issues with things like plugins or security and site speed, and typically those are all upsold. Um, but there's a lot that BigScoots does without trying to upsell you in comparison to other hosting companies, which is really nice. And then also that the accessibility, if you ever had trouble, maybe your website goes down, again, this is your intellectual property. This could be a huge factor in your marketing plan. You might be getting lots of leads from your website. So if your website goes down, it can be really tragic, you know. So the fact that they have 24/7 support and they keep their customer support response times is really a big benefit, because a lot of other hosting companies don't have those short response times. So it can be like where you're waiting on the phone for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, or longer to speak to someone about your website being down 2 hours ago. So that the support is a major benefit of choosing BigScoots over other competitors. They have very fast customer support. It's been proven that the sites from other prominent hosts like SiteGround, A2, InMotion Hosting, Bluehost, HostGator, and others have gotten lots faster when transferred to BigScoots. So I showed you the comparison before. They've been in business for 7 years and have a 100% rate of customer satisfaction. That is literally amazing. Most businesses and entrepreneurs can say that it's not easy to satisfy everybody. I mean, people come with their expectations and things, and sometimes it's difficult to satisfy them all. So the fact that they have a 100% customer satisfaction rating is really, really great. And I literally scoured the internet because, as you know, for if you've seen any of my other reviews, I actually try to present an objective perspective where I give you the good, I give you the bad, and I show you what other people are saying, the customers. But literally, there were no customer complaints. So there's nothing to show in that regard. But if you've had an experience with Big Scoots and you'd like to share it, negative or positive, please leave that in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to read and hear about your experience with Big Scoots. That would be awesome. And it would also help other people who stop by and visit this video. It will help them to evaluate whether this is a good move for them or not. So what doesn't Big Scoots do well? They don't offer training for site owners who are struggling with content marketing, website ranking, SEO, or paid ads. You would have to get that from somewhere else, and that's not really common for hosting companies. So I recommend the Wealthy Affiliate if you are looking for training on content marketing, website ranking, SEO, pay ads, anything of that sort to help you get more results online. I recommend Wealthy Affiliate, and I said I'll leave the link in the description box below. I provide premium coaching to the members there, and I also have other bonuses that I give when you sign up using the link in the description box. So they also don't offer marketing support. Instead, they primarily offer technical support, and that's perfectly fine. They manage the servers and they manage the technical side of things, and then you have to get that marketing support if you want to help with strategy and all of those things. You have to get that from somewhere else. And like I said, the link is in the description box below where you can get the help. I provide unlimited private message coaching, so you would be able to message me if you had any questions about your website online. And I offer it starting for free for 7 days. When you create your account, you'll get access to me free for 7 days, and then from there you can keep your account at Wealthy Affiliate 100% for free for life, but they do have added benefits when you upgrade. So it's I told you I compiled reviews, and that's what I like to do so that you can see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you can kind of have realistic expectations of the companies that you decide to do business with. So if you've seen my review, whether it's a Big Scoots review or whether it's another company, I always do this where I add in positive and negative so you can see the limits and you can kind of see if some of the complaints that other people have would be a game changer or not for you. So here's a compilation of the Big Scoots reviews. So when I looked at third-party customer review sites like G2 Crowd, Trustpilot, or others, they have very positive reviews on Google search results, but they did not have reviews on those G2 Crowd, Trustpilot, and other sites like that. So as you can see, this is a glimpse of what the Google search results look like. So there were very few reviews about them, which isn't bad and it's not good either. And so there were videos on YouTube of customers who posted their experiences, and most of the customers that I found actually had long-term experiences, had referred other people, and they had good experiences as well. So their videos were really nice to watch, and they were thorough, so they can give you a feel of what the customers liked about them. Again, the full article link will be in the description box below, so you can stop by and check out these videos on the article. So some common positive feedback from reading the reviews that I saw and from watching the videos, the customers said the customer support is very fast and they know me by my first name. That's always awesome when you feel like you're a part of a community, and when it's not just them saying, that you're a customer. I know Chick-fil-A does it too, where they call their customers by first name, and it makes you feel like they actually care and it definitely takes the customer service experience up a notch. They also, customers said my site speed went up drastically. My site traffic has grown significantly since moving to BigScoots. So when your site speed is optimal, it directly affects your rankings online, which directly affects your traffic. So BigScoots making this transition and making the optimal environment for the websites on the server really helps the website owners, because then you turn around, you can get more traffic, you can get more rankings, and you get more sales and conversions. Um, so as far as negative feedback, I was not able to find negative feedback right now. So that, that speaks volumes, like I said, because they've been in business for 7 years. The most helpful positive Big Scoots review that I found was this person called Chris Kimball at the Blog Fixer, and they said bloggers don't even realize this, but as I run our powerful plugin on WordPress blogs, I see all numbers and they are staggeringly different, and there's one determining factor in the fast sites versus the slow sites: the host. The good news, that means the solution to how do I speed up my site is simple: change your web host. After experiencing over 100 hosts personally, this is not I did a lot of reading of facts review. I have exactly one recommendation, and this host has fast servers, inexpensive rates, and great customer service. The web host for bloggers is BigScoots, hands down. I've seen a number of clients move to BigScoots, and their feedback only solidifies my opinion. So this person, it's not necessarily true that web hosting is the only factor in site speed, but uh, BigScoots does take into consideration many of the factors in site speed that would help you optimize your website. I know for me, when I load images or different things onto my site, then that affects the speed, and also it affects the speed what size plan you have. Sometimes you may need to upgrade your plan, and that's what's causing the speed to not be as optimal as what it should be. So BigScoot's pricing range is contingent on the amount of storage and support your website will require. For sites just starting out who need shared hosting, the prices break down like this. So as you can see, starting prices $3.55 a month, $5.95 a month for the larger storage plan, $8.95 a month, and $17.95 a month for their turbo diesel plan. And then they also have their managed hosting plans. So let's take a look at their pricing breakdowns. So they have their WordPress managed hosting, and the pricing breaks down like this. And the difference is that they provide a lot more technical support for these managed hosting services. And a lot of people who are professional bloggers or online entrepreneurs, they prefer this managed technical support because, like I mentioned, we add a lot of images and a lot of video and content onto our websites constantly. And so it's nice to have more of the technical aspects taken care of than to have to also worry about that. Another nice thing is they offer reseller hosting. So if you are a digital agency owner, or if you are in the business, if you want to get into the hosting business where you sell hosting to other people, BigScoots offers where you can pretty much resell their hosting and sell it to other people. So that's another nice thing, is that they'll provide all of the technical support, the hands-on with managing the servers, but you can sell the hosting to other people. This usually works for businesses like web design or digital agency, where you're managing their search engine optimization, or you're managing their PPC campaigns or their paid ads in some way. So that way it's easy for you to log on, but you can also have your customers log on, and everything is streamlined and branded to your own business. So usually that's when this is a nice setup, but that's another option that they offer at BigScoots. And then finally, for their shared hosting, they have these plans. So like I said, the $355, $595, $895, and $1795 plans is how it starts out. And so as you can see, if you pay for it monthly, it breaks down like this. But if you pay for it annually, it's a little cheaper. And then they have their VPS plans as well, and that's where you would have more space on the server. So they have 4 different VPS options, and you get more storage space, you get more RAM, and you get more CPU cores with the different plans. And then they also have their dedicated servers. And so as you can see, the dedicated servers, that's where you have the server all to yourself. And they have different sizes so that your website can grow even beyond that. And this is typically for websites that have lots and lots of traffic, lots and lots of content on them. That's when you would consider something like this. But yeah, so let's go ahead, and I want to go ahead and create an account at BigScoot so you can see exactly what it's like. So I'll be creating a shared hosting account so you can see what it's like to create a plan, and also so you can see what it's like to install WordPress. So for a monthly plan, which like I said, they have that option. And you can choose a dedicated IP address, and you can also choose the site lock domain security. And that gives you some added benefits so that you don't have people constantly sending you messages trying to pitch you different products and services, because your information is out there and public on the WHOIS directory. So I'll go ahead and create my account. As you can see, you pick your plan, um, and then you pick your website or transfer your website. You can choose that you already own a domain, and you can register a new domain. They have all of these different options that you can have at the end of your domain name, and you check for the site availability. You check out with either credit card or PayPal, or to check out. You enter all of this information, and then you check out. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll bring you on back. So as you can see, I've now logged on to the BigScoots customer client area. And so now my website registration is still pending, but my hosting account is active. So this is the way that the user interface looks on the inside of BigScoots. They have the dashboard. Then you can make more orders here if you wanted to order additional websites. Some people like to have more websites. Now they're properties, and they can inflate in cost. A lot of people believe they will inflate in cost over time. So some people buy them and kind of store them. But they have other services that they offer that you can purchase here, and then you can check out your account, all your details, your invoices, add funds, all that stuff here. And then they have affiliate information here. So in order to take a look at the control panel, the login details to reset the password. You can do all that stuff from here. And you can also request cancellation here. So let's take a look at if you ever wanted to cancel, you just would do that here. Okay, so they make that really easy, which is very nice because you don't want to get stuck. And so to access the control panel, let's go ahead and go into the control panel so you can see what that's like. So this is the CPanel, and this is where you would do things like create your email accounts for your website. This is also where you would install WordPress. You can set up autoresponders, so when people email your email address, for me that would be maybe contact us at justaskalady.com. I can add an autoresponder, so when people when visitors send an email there, they would get a response. You can add encryption. You can do all these things, and they also have the security, the SSL certificates, and different things here. They have different software, like you can add a CDN network here. And this is where Softaculous is where you can add in WordPress. You can go ahead and install WordPress. So let's see how easy that is. So you would install WordPress on, let's go ahead and install it on HTTPS. Okay, so I haven't installed the certificate yet, the SSL certificate, so I'll have to do that first. But as you can see, these are the different content management options that you have. You can also scroll down here and you can see that you can create a blog, a microblog, a portal, a forum. It's so many different options you have and things you can create. Or you can create a help desk, you know. So there's lots of options there. So there's many different content management systems that you can create and things that you can use here. You can create a wiki site. You can create a forum. So while WordPress is the one that powers majority of the websites online, there are different options here that you can use. Okay, so let's go back from Softaculous and okay, so to install the SSL, let's go here, and they have the private keys install, manage SSL sites. Um, okay, so it looks like installing the SSL is a little more complex than what I'm familiar with. So update certificate details. Okay, guys, so I don't want this review to run too long, but I did want you to see basically how it works. This is normal of CPanel. If you aren't familiar with using CPanel, then this may be a little overwhelming for you. There's so many options inside of CPanel, And that's why on my website, I show you hosting options that have cPanel and some that do not. And typically for me, I host my website on Wealthy Affiliate, and they have their own custom control panel, and I can show you what that looks like. But this is what cPanel looks like. And these are all the features you can have. It's a lot of features. Some people really love that, and some people don't, because it can be overwhelming for some, and it can make WordPress or make web design even more complex. But in contrast, I want to show you the hosting I use now, so you can see the difference. So when you look at, this is my logon. It's a as you can see here, it's kind of like a social media integrated with hosting, so you can network with other people who have online businesses, and you can kind of see what they're doing and learn from their experiences and things like that. You can message and so many other things. So in here, this is how sites are managed through this hosting platform. So as you can see, let's say, for example, a website that I actively use. This is a website that I actively use. So it shows me all the details. It tells me basically I need to improve my publishing frequency, my content quality and variety, my engagement, my site trust, website. It gives so many details, and I don't want to go all into a review on this hosting platform because I have another video with a full tour of all of the features of my current hosting platform. So if you take a look at the video, Wealthy Affiliate Tour, you can get an understanding of this hosting platform and why I've chosen this as my #1 option. But I also, for people who want to have access to cPanel, for people who want to host their websites somewhere else aside from Wealthy Affiliate, BigScoots is a great option, and that's really what I wanted to illustrate here and to show you. They are the #2 option that I recommend for people to take a look at. And then I also have some other recommendations as well that also use cPanel. So SiteGround is another option that A2 is actually the option that I recommend after BigScoots. And then it's SiteGround. And then it's A2, SiteGround, and then it's Emotion. Okay, so that's my current take on the hosting situation. If you're looking for managed hosting, that breaks down a little different because BigScoots does have a managed option where it's not cPanel access, and that's the higher tiered, the $34 plan. But they have for the managed hosting, well, it's Wealthy Affiliate, then it's BigScoots, then it's Flywheel. Those are my recommendations. So you can take a look at this article as well so you can see why I've said that. You can look at what others are saying about these companies. You can look at the trends and how people are looking at them versus others. It's really interesting, a lot of information, but I think my final take on BigScoots is what I want to close with. I want to let you know that it's a great company, that their customer service is very good, that they offer you cPanel hosting and they offer you speed. They offer you the opportunity to host several different content management systems. Is it my favorite way to host your website online? No, but my favorite doesn't work for everybody. My favorite is Wealthy Affiliate. I host my website there. I appreciate the efficiency of being able to focus, and they also offer technical support. They also offer They also offer different proprietary tools that help me in my business, but there's other business owners that don't want all of those features. And so if you're looking for CPanel access, if you're looking for speed, if you're looking for high uptime, great customer service, very friendly people, then Big Scoots is a great alternative. And that's really what I wanted you to see here. Now, there are some challenges to learning CPanel. I won't lie about that. And I personally prefer to use Wealthy Affiliates custom control panel because CPanel is a little bit more difficult to navigate and use in my opinion. But I wanted to share with you an alternative, and I'll continue to do that. If you want to see more videos on alternative hosting companies, I'll be doing more videos on alternative hosting companies because there are a few others that I recommend, and I want you to know what it's like to set up a website there. What's the differences? What's the pros and cons? What's the user interface look like in comparison? So you can see the user interface for Big Scoots and how it works, and you can kind of get a feel for how helpful the people are there as well. But yeah, so if you like this video, I don't want to ramble anymore, but if you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like it where I do reviews of products and services that will help you to grow your business from idea to enterprise, please subscribe to this channel. I'll leave the links in the description box below to everything that I talked about in this video, including my free course on lead generation, including 7 days of free coaching, plus internet marketing training and access to a community of over 1 million entrepreneurs. I'll also leave, which is also the same place that I host my website, which is at Wealthy Affiliate. So they really have a lot of proprietary tools and interesting things that help you succeed online there. And I offer premium coaching and bonuses when you subscribe, when you join through my link. It's free to join. You never have to pull out a credit card. You simply enter your email, and then if you decide you want live coaching continually on an unlimited basis, and you want the live weekly training every Friday, and you also want additional bonuses that I'll be delivering to premium members, then you would join through my link as a premium member at Wealthy Affiliate. So that's all I have for this review. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Sorry I wasn't able to install the SSL certificate live on this video, but I hope you were able to see the user interface and kind of how Big Scoots works, whether or not it's a good fit for you. And also, I've given you some alternatives, Wealthy Affiliate being one, A2 Hosting being another, and InMotion Hosting being another. Again, the full article will be in the description box, so you'll be able to visit any of the links that I talked about from there. So that's all I have for this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.